Welcome to Lesson 01, where we'll be discussing the regulatory framework, focusing specifically on securities rules. These rules are essential because they are designed to protect investors by ensuring transparency and fairness in the financial markets. We'll provide an overview of the regulatory framework, as well as the disclosure requirements that companies must follow. Understanding these rules is crucial for anyone involved in investing or financial regulation, as they help maintain trust and integrity in the system. Let's dive in and explore the fundamentals of securities regulation. Securities rules are essential because they help restore trust in the capital markets. Without trust, investors would be hesitant to participate, and the markets wouldn't function efficiently. One of the main reasons these rules exist is to ensure market transparency, meaning that accurate and timely information is available to everyone. This helps investors make informed decisions. Another key aspect is investor protection, which safeguards individuals from fraud and unfair practices. Lastly, securities rules promote fair competition among market participants, creating a level playing field. Overall, disclosure plays a critical role here. It transforms confidence into active participation by making information accessible and reliable. These core principles form the foundation of why securities rules are so important. In this lesson, we're focusing on market transparency and the concept of core imbalance. A key point here is that insiders, like company executives, directors, and advisors, often have access to important information before it becomes public. They might know about earnings, upcoming deals, or potential risks ahead of time. This creates what we call information asymmetry, where insiders have an advantage over public investors. To keep markets fair and transparent, securities regulations aim to reduce this gap by controlling how and when information is disclosed. This helps ensure that closed-door decisions don't unfairly benefit a few at the expense of the many. Understanding this imbalance is crucial to appreciating how market transparency works. In this lesson, we're focusing on the regulatory framework that governs securities. The main goals of securities regulation are to ensure that investment decisions are made with accurate, complete information, and that the markets operate fairly and transparently. First, we have full disclosure. This means investors must receive all the material facts before they commit their capital. Transparency is key to informed decision-making. Next is fair dealing. It's essential that all market participants follow the same rules, creating a level playing field where no one has an unfair advantage. Third, fraud prevention is critical. Regulations prohibit misleading statements, omissions, and manipulative practices to protect investors from dishonest behavior. Finally, market integrity is crucial. When investors trust the system, it helps maintain orderly and efficient markets, which benefits everyone involved. Together, these principles form the foundation of securities rules aimed at fostering trust and stability in the financial markets. In this lesson, we'll focus on investor protection and how rules help prevent investor deception. First, companies have specific duties to protect investors. They must provide complete financial reporting, ensure that any material updates are shared promptly, and make truthful public statements. These obligations are crucial because they allow investors to make informed decisions based on accurate and timely information. Next, when it comes to response mechanisms, enforcement plays a key role. The SEC oversees company activities to ensure compliance with these rules. If a company provides false information or misstatements, there are penalties in place, including civil liability. These enforcement tools work together to maintain market integrity and protect investors from deceptive practices. Understanding these duties and enforcement measures is essential to grasp how investor protection functions effectively. In Lesson 01, we're focusing on disclosure standards and how they protect investors from incomplete information. The main idea here is that mandatory disclosure helps eliminate information gaps. Before these rules were in place, investors often faced incomplete data with missing facts and risks that weren't clearly communicated. This created a lot of uncertainty, making it difficult for investors to make well-informed decisions. Here we're focusing on the primary disclosure document known as the prospectus. Essentially, a prospectus provides investors with all the necessary facts they need to carefully evaluate a securities offering before deciding to invest. It's a critical document because it contains required information, including a company overview, detailed financial statements, and potential risk factors. These sections are mandatory to ensure transparency and help investors make well-informed decisions. Understanding what a prospectus entails is key to grasping how securities offerings are regulated and disclosed. When we talk about prospectus requirements, there are three core components that make a prospectus compliant. First, investors need a comprehensive understanding of the company itself. This means detailed information about the business model, its management team, how it operates, and the specific securities it's offering. Second, financial data is critical. This includes audited financial statements and key figures that clearly show the company's performance and current financial condition. Finally, risk disclosure plays a vital role. Investors must be informed of any specific risks that could impact the company's value, operations, or the overall success of the offering. Together, these elements provide a clear and complete portrait of the issuer, helping investors make well-informed decisions before committing their capital. Now, let's focus on annual reporting, which is a critical aspect of corporate transparency. One key element here is the Form 10-K, which is a comprehensive annual filing that companies must submit. This document provides detailed information about the business, including a thorough description of what the company does, an analysis of the risks it faces, and complete financial statements. Additionally, it includes a discussion from management that offers insights into the company's performance and strategy. Together, these components ensure ongoing disclosure to investors and regulators, helping maintain trust and compliance with securities rules. Understanding the Form 10-K is essential for anyone involved in financial analysis or corporate governance. When we talk about periodic disclosure, it's all about how companies keep investors updated on their financial status regularly. The two main types of reports here are the 10-K and the 10-Q. The 10-K is the annual report, which provides a comprehensive overview of the company's financial situation for the entire year. It's detailed and gives investors a full picture. On the other hand, the 10-Q is a quarterly filing. It's less detailed than the 10-K, but very important because it provides interim updates every 3 months. The key role of the 10-Q is to bridge the gap between the annual 10-K reports, keeping investors informed on a more frequent basis and helping them stay up to date with the company's performance throughout the year. This regular reporting cycle is essential for maintaining transparency and trust in the market. Now let's dive into disclosure duties, which are essential for maintaining transparency in our operations. Material information refers to any fact that could influence an investor's decision. This includes important changes in earnings, shifts in management, ongoing or potential litigation, and significant contracts that could impact the company's future. Understanding what qualifies as material information helps ensure we're meeting securities rules and providing all stakeholders with the relevant details they need to make informed choices. This transparency is crucial for maintaining trust and compliance in the marketplace. Now let's talk about the timing of disclosure. The process starts when the company becomes aware of information that might be material. The first step is to assess whether this information is truly material, meaning that it could influence an investor's decision. Once that's determined, the company must file the information with the SEC. After filing, the next step is to make a public announcement. This sequence is crucial because timely disclosure is not just encouraged, it's mandatory. Delaying this process can lead to close scrutiny from the SEC, so companies need to act quickly and transparently to comply with securities rules. Let's dive into the concept of insider trading. At its core, insider trading involves trading a company's stock or other securities based on material information that is not available to the public. This means someone is using confidential information to gain an unfair advantage in the market. It's important to understand that this practice breaches a fiduciary duty, which is a legal obligation to act in the best interest of others, and it also violates federal law. Because of its serious nature, there are strict securities rules in place to prevent and punish insider trading. Understanding this definition is key as we move further into the topic. When we talk about insiders in the context of insider trading rules, the definition is quite broad. First, we have officers and directors. This includes the CEO, CFO, and board members who have direct access to important non-public information about the company. Then there are large shareholders, meaning anyone who owns more than 10% of a certain class of the company's equity securities. Finally, we have temporary insiders. These are professionals like lawyers, auditors, and bankers who aren't company employees but become insiders when their work gives them confidential access to sensitive information. Understanding these categories is crucial because it helps clarify who is subject to insider trading regulations. Now let's talk about the legal framework that governs insider trading. At the heart of this framework is Section 10B of the Securities Exchange Act and the associated Rule 10b-5. These are key anti-fraud provisions that make it illegal to engage in deceptive trading practices. Specifically, they prohibit the use of material, non-public information when buying or selling securities if doing so breaches a duty of trust or confidence. Essentially, these rules are designed to promote fairness in the markets by ensuring that insiders don't take advantage of information not available to the general public. Understanding these rules is crucial because they form the foundation of the regulations that aim to prevent insider trading and protect investors. In this section, we're focusing on the key aspects of Section 16, which governs reporting and short swing profits in insider trading. There are two core functions here: ensuring insiders disclose their holdings and trading activities, and recovering quick profits made from buying and selling their company's stock within a short period. Starting with reporting, officers and directors are required to file specific forms. Form 3 establishes their initial ownership. Form 4 is used to report most changes in their holdings, and Form 5 is for certain annual disclosures that weren't reported earlier. These forms help maintain transparency around insider transactions. Now, turning to the short swing rule, it mandates that any profit earned from buying and selling the company's stock within 6 months must be returned to the company. This rule is unique because it applies regardless of whether there was any fraudulent intent. Goal is to prevent insiders from unfairly profiting from rapid trades based on non-public information. Overall, these securities rules under Section 16 are designed to promote fairness and integrity in the market by requiring timely disclosure and deterring short-term speculative gains by insiders. Now let's talk about enforcement and the penalties associated with insider trading. Insider trading violations can lead to serious consequences that involve multiple types of legal actions happening at the same time. This includes civil, criminal, and restitution-based remedies. Starting with civil penalties, the fines can be quite severe, sometimes reaching up to 3 times the amount of profit gained or loss avoided through the illegal activity. This acts as a strong deterrent against insider trading. On the criminal side, the penalties are even more severe. In serious cases, individuals may face prison sentences of up to 20 years, along with additional criminal fines. This highlights just how seriously the law treats these offenses. Another important concept is disgorgement, which means the illegal profits made must be repaid. Often, this repayment will include interest to further ensure that wrongdoers do not benefit financially from their actions. All of these enforcement actions fall under specific securities rules designed to maintain fairness and integrity in the market. Understanding these penalties emphasizes the high stakes involved and the importance of compliance with insider trading laws. Let's consider a hypothetical case to understand the consequences of insider trading. Imagine an executive who buys shares of their company before a public announcement about an acquisition. Once the announcement is made, the stock price jumps, and the executive sells their shares for a profit. Because this trade was based on material, non-public information, it is illegal and can lead to serious consequences, including both civil and criminal enforcement actions. This example highlights the importance of following insider trading laws to maintain market integrity and protect investors. To wrap up our lesson, let's review the key takeaways. First, securities rules are in place primarily to restore and maintain trust in the markets. This trust is essential for the smooth functioning of financial systems. Next, disclosure requirements ensure that investors have full and accurate information, allowing them to make informed decisions. Prospectuses and periodic filings serve as the foundation for protecting investors by providing transparency about securities and the issuing companies. Lastly, insider trading rules are critical because they prevent individuals from exploiting confidential information for unfair advantage. Together, these rules create a fair and transparent market environment, supporting investor confidence and market integrity. As we wrap up, let's focus on the core idea. A well-regulated market protects everyone involved. Securities rules are in place to make sure investors get truthful and complete information before they decide to invest their money. These rules help maintain the integrity of the market by preventing unfair advantages and ensuring that all participants play by the same fair standards. This fairness is crucial because it builds and reinforces public trust, which is the foundation of a healthy and functioning market. In essence, these regulations are designed to create an environment where everyone can invest with confidence.